To discuss Afghanistan's growing humanitarian crisis, the Senate Foreign Relations Subcommittee on Near East Asia, South Asia, Central Asia, and Counterterrorism meeting Wednesday.
Living in Afghanistan today is a nightmare, and our witnesses will tell us more.
In his opening statement, Chairman Chris Murphy saying around 23 million people without enough to eat this winter, and that by the summer, 97% of Afghans will be below the poverty line, living on less than $2 a day.
This humanitarian crisis could kill more Afghans than the past 20 years of war.
From Afghanistan's rapid economic collapse to women's rights to nationwide famine, a lot of humanitarian crises were discussed. But a key concern if and how humanitarian aid could go to the Afghan people and not the Taliban.
The worst case scenario of all would be if humanitarian aid were diverted from legitimate recipients towards the Taliban and its partners in terror.
Humanitarian crisis experts answering that easing U.S. economic sanctions and releasing private assets can help. Currently, the U.S. has frozen billions of dollars, which experts say belong in part to the Afghan people. In some cases, the funding belongs to individual Afghans.
Help with an economic revival, or at least do not stand in the way of an economic revival.
Saying civilians need to and will be paid.
When we pay a nurse, or when we pay a teacher, or when we pay a water engineer, we're not paying the regime. The urgent release of the $1.2 billion in the World Bank-managed Afghan Reconstruction Trust Fund to support basic services like health and education, as well as civil servant salaries.
President Biden already announcing an additional $308 million in humanitarian aid to Afghanistan last month, and the United Nations has asked for $5 billion in its 2022 Afghan humanitarian appeal, the largest single-country appeal in history, according to the UN.
You need to address the reason why people are hungry, which is the collapse of the economy, mostly due to Western economic restrictions.
Looking forward, prioritization of resettling more Afghans.
Nobody can come to the United States if they starve to death.
And taking the right American steps.
We should release the money that we're holding that is rightfully the Afghans, and we should pressure the World Bank to start paying salaries of individuals in Afghanistan through the reconstruction funds.
Jenny Huh, Medill News Service.